Is that Camilla?
Brilliant.
Where are we?
You want to start? Ding, ding.
Okay. Wow.
Right then, guys, if anyone's got any kind of wins or anything positive that's come from kind of the last week that they want to mention, go ahead. I know quite a few of us, I'll just kick off, quite a few of us obviously met in Birmingham over the weekend, so it was lovely to kind of meet everyone face to face and share our stories and just our journeys, really, so that was great. I know I'm going to pick on Harriet just because she's just popped on. I know Harriet took a lot from the Birmingham meetup, didn't you say?
I definitely did, yeah. I spoke to a bunch of different people about how to do adverts differently, where to target, so yeah, it was really good. And obviously I got to meet all of you guys, so that was great too.
And you contracted a filthy illness.
And I contracted a filthy illness, yeah. Which my work think I'm lying about, so that's really awkward.
Just tell them to come to Birmingham and they'll contract it too.
Yeah, exactly. It's not actually an illness, I'm just so shocked about being in Birmingham.
It's all the nice parts though. Like
It
where
was
we
gorgeous.
went. Nice parts.
I was really surprised. It was so lovely. The canal was gorgeous.
What was your favourite bar? Was it Friday night, like Broad Street?
No. So for those who didn't go to Birmingham, or for those who weren't in Birmingham on the Friday, Lilybeth and Tom thought it would be really fun to take us to a bar
ran in Tom's defence.
just full of naked girls. Just lots of naked girls.
They weren't all
James
naked,
loved it.
Harriet. You had clothes on.
Yeah, I had clothes on.
Birmingham, innit?
That's what you get.
That's life.
Oh, I think Camilla's changed seats. Nice little setup you've got there, sweet. Anybody else?
Good call earlier.
Yeah. James, how was your call earlier on with
Sorry, I couldn't. I heard call and that was it, and I didn't hear anything else. It was really good. It was really good actually. Yeah, 2 hours went by. It was like, shit. We've done. Wow, it's like 2 hours. I was massively pumped, and there was a lot of good, useful information shared, and yeah, highly recommend. Cracking on with it.
I could carry on from Saturday. To be fair, it was.
yeah.
We were out drinking, obviously, but
Yeah,
it was good.
yeah,
Just
really
looked
good.
more at like, James's personal brand, really, and like where we're going to go future, and obviously that's really important as you grow as a business. That your brand, what we spoke about, was that 2 weeks ago?
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, and I think Saturday showed that for a lot of people as well, is that like everybody has the ability to build a personal brand and a story and something that they can sell as a whole package sort of thing, rather than just what the business. So I know Harriet's nodding, as we spoke about Saturday, Camilla, a few others. So if anybody's not looking into doing that just yet, I'd definitely go back to the mastermind and reach out to the people that are doing it. And yeah, it's all positive. So good, man.
Anyone for any more, or shall we crack on? You can pop them into the chat.
I'm going to say it, actually. I'm quite proud of it. I've been getting under £1 leads today.
Ooh.
Well done.
Well done. What's your secret?
Can't tell you. No, I don't know what it is. It's just today. Yesterday I was doing just under £2. Today I'm just doing. I was on 97 pence this morning, and it's continued all day.
Stuff, man. That's class.
When I know the secret, I'll share it. I promise.
Then positive vibrations, Adrian Wesley style.
I've got a slight win.
Can I just go on? Who? I don't know.
Really to do with Project Q1, but I've gone for a promotion at work, which is like an extra 10.5 grand a year. So it's quite a big jump in responsibility as well. So that can help with regards to my ads. I know the idea is to sort of go back the other way and quit work rather than going more into work, but it will really help with my ads. It will just sort of boost everything a little bit, and it'll help me quit my part-time job, because I work 2 jobs as well to try and fund everything. So
yeah, man, it's like a short-term sacrifice in it, that you'll go back to work more for like the next 3 to 6 months, and then it's better to do that, ram it in, and then be able to leave fully, rather than maybe dilly-dally at work and then take a year to leave work. I'd do the extra work, me, but good stuff, man. Good to hear.
Yeah. So
yeah, I think, should we start? We got Neil, hello, John, hello, Caro. Who else hasn't had a shout out? Rachel's jumped on with no camera. Hello, everybody. Hello.
Yeah, you guys, I'm just literally going to hand it over to Josh, and Steve, and you guys can just take it away.
Oh, we'll jump into a screen share here. It's actually Josh and Steve's. I'm just like...
He's the fluffer, you know.
Yeah, that's the guy. Right, we'll jump into this.
You're not going to explain what a fluffer is to anyone, though, are you?
Well, I'll let you Google that one.
Yeah. Don't work, James, sort that out. So. Jump into this, and then we'll just get it set up. Yeah, we're all good. So, Steve, John.
Nice one. So, I guess thanks, Lilybeth, for letting us come out and talk about this. But me and Steve got together on Monday, and I'll let Steve introduce and chat in a second. But we got together on Monday, and Steve kind of put some stuff together, and we've been bouncing ideas off each other, wondering how much value we could give, what area we could give value in, and kind of play to some of our strengths that you might have seen, particularly after Josh brought us in and some of the stuff that Josh had been teaching us. And we decided to go with how to 10x your confidence and business with live videos. So we're conscious that everybody talked about live videos and go lives and how important they are. And we really want to reinforce that, but take it to the next level and just bring out some of the benefits, bring out some everyday examples about what we've been doing that works, and how to go about really taking them to the next level, and how you can just change things around a bit, because you can get a bit tired of doing the same thing over and over, and that's not what we're about here. So we're always about new challenges, new opportunities, doing things a little bit differently and getting better results. So Stevie, anything to add on that?
I don't think I could have introduced that better myself, to be honest. That was good. Yeah, I think it's something that we've both been doing since we started it in PQ1, is doing the go lives, and I think that's something we can sort of add value into the community. And we wanted to sort of make a broad one for everyone, not just sort of people that have been here for 6 months or people that have been here for a year, but people that have just started as well, and get like the broad spectrum. So it's a sort of go lives for everyone, and try and boost, as it says, boost the confidence and help your business grow by doing sort of live videos. So yeah, I'm going to jump straight into it, Josh. And
great. So at any point, please feel free to drop some comments in the chat, or just shout out and unmute yourselves. But we'll go ahead. All right. So the first thing that we wanted to talk about was the timing and location. Is that all right? Yeah. Cool. All right. Cool. We'll just take one of these each. So when you'll see Stevie and I, we'll just flip between the different points. But basically, when it comes to time and location, we really think that you should go anywhere and everywhere when it comes to go live. The fact that you have a mobile phone or a laptop or an iPad or whatever it is, it's just like the business model. We can be anywhere in the world at any time zone, and we can go live just at the touch of a button. So the bare minimum required, really, obviously, the smartphone and internet connection. And that's, like the business model, we're trying to sell it in that manner. So really, there's no excuse. And I guess the underlying thread throughout all of this is, why aren't you doing go lives? Or we really want to encourage everybody to have a go and get stuck in.
Yeah, definitely. Just to add on that, Josh, I watched a video today, and it was literally a guy that made a camera from the 1980s and like tried to put all the technology we've got together on our phones into something. He literally made like a pram that was bigger than him, like with a telly and like the camera, a microphone, that sort of stuff. And you've got that on your phone, so there's no sort of restriction for where you can do a go live or how to do a go live. You can literally do one anywhere. You can do one from your bed when you wake up in the morning. There's no one stopping you to go live in bed. So it's literally, as it says, like the business, you can literally do it anywhere and everywhere. Yeah, just flexibility, and that's what we're all about. And
I think the thing with flexibility is that it could be obviously appreciating that a lot of us have got jobs that are funding trifecta movement. We're trying to fund our ads and all that sort of stuff. So you can be flexible. If you're on your lunch break at work, why not take 10 minutes just to do a go live? All it takes is a minimum of 4 minutes, really, so that people can get notified and you can get a bit of engagement with it. Up to 7 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. You can do an hour if you really want to. But the idea is that if you're flexible, you can make this work around your day-to-day lives. Absolutely. So relate your content to your location. Picture yourself viewing your content, and that's quite an important thing. Is that this visualization piece? In that people are guilty sometimes, and not necessarily in this community, but when you see everyone else on socials of just posting content that they think is relevant to them and good for them. But the idea is that you want to be posting content that you think everybody else would like to see. So if you're in a location, say you're at the beach, why not talk about something that relates yourself to the beach? Or if you're in the office and you've got no one around you, then why not talk about or bring in some of the things about how it feels to be in the office and some of the things that might get you down about being in the office and why you're trying to break free from that. So you can use all these different pieces of stimulation, if you like, to really take your go lives to the next level.
Yeah, and I'll just add in there as well.
Yeah, go for it.
And with the relatable stuff, it's kind of what we spoke about with the pictures last week of like, you may not think that people want to hear from you when you're at locations like work or at locations that are very standard, like maybe just this office, which isn't glamorous. But people do want to see that. People do want to like delve into like the life of an online entrepreneur and see what it's really like. So again, you don't need to be on a beach, and if anything, that hinders you because that's so far away from our potential prospects. Whereas like you feeling good at work because you've just read a really good book is really relatable, and people love that positivity. So the location doesn't have to be a beach,
Absolutely.
Definitely. I'll just add in there as well, because when you're doing the go lives, if you literally talk about your feelings when you're at the location you're in, whether it be work, whether it be you're coming back from, the office and you're feeling down or you're feeling motivated, either way you can flip it and make a go live out of it. And people want to know what you're feeling and your feelings towards what you've done. And to just get that in there as well. And I'll hand it back to Josh.
Yeah, cool. Cheers, Stevie. So the next bit really is around structure, and we think that structure is absolutely key when it comes to like timing and location. So just be conscious of things like if you are on a train platform, prime example, and you got noise in the background, so makes it quite difficult. If you're outside and it's a bit sunny, just be careful that you're looking at the camera in the right way. But schedule your videos to maximize traffic as well. So if you've got a live video and you're in a situation where you think, I'd love to do one, then maybe 9:30 or 10 a.m. in the morning, if other people are going to work, probably isn't the best time. So it might be that you actually plan your video for like a lunchtime, or you plan it for after work or something. Just thinking of these external variants that might come into play when you're thinking about your traffic and people engaging with your content. And that's not to say that you should hold off on your videos. I think if you have something in mind you want to do and you just want to get it out, then fantastic. But if you have the luxury of being able to structure it a little bit more, then that's how you can really start to see a bit more of your traffic and people engage with your videos.
Yeah, it's kind of like if your video content is aimed at, say, the male demographic between 20 and 35 in the UK, and you go live right when the Champions League is about to start, it's like the knock-on effect is your reach will reduce because people's eyes won't be on Facebook, they'll be on something else. So just be a little bit conscious. Obviously, you don't have to stop. I still do shows then, but if some massive event is on, probably just avoid it because it's going to increase your traffic if you do it at a different time.
Absolutely. And as I touched on a bit earlier on, so aim for a minimum of 5 minutes. I mean, it's not like a hard and fast rule, but just so enough people can hop on, it gives you a chance to kind of warm up to it. And you'll notice that when you look at a live video, so after it's finished, you get on Facebook, it shows you like the wavelength, like a soundtrack of people that have hopped on. And so you can usually see like the start of a video is usually as it starts to grow up and it builds to a peak after the couple of minutes mark, at which point you've got people's attention, more people are on, and yeah, it's going to dip off naturally, or potentially at some point. But what you want to aim for is that nice peak bit after a couple of minutes, so you've got people watching.
Yeah, it's usually when you get the most engagement as well, is like after you've had 2-3 minutes of opening up with your go live and sort of saying your feelings and the point you want to get across in the go live. That's when people start commenting on what you're discussing and what you're saying in the go live. So it does help to try and get it, as I say, up to that 5 minutes is when it can be. Sort
and
of
handy trick that's just come to mind actually with doing that is that something that Josh does. Something that Josh does, actually, and Steve, I've seen you do it as well, is the OBS trick. So connecting OBS so you can have like an overlay of a minute. So you've already gone live and it's just counting down from a minute. So you've already killed some time there. So that's just a little nifty trick that you can start to use if you have the luxury of sitting in front of a computer, obviously. But if not, it's not the end of the world.
Josh, can I just jump in on that? I don't know if you guys can actually hear me when I've got my headphones in.
Yeah,
I don't know who it was I was talking to about this weekend, but somebody was mentioning that when Facebook is sending out notifications for people going live, they usually do it after 40 seconds. So having your 40-second countdown is pausing you until everyone's had your notification and then jumps on. So however you guys are doing that, what did you say it's called?
Yeah, we'll go through that. We'll go through it later. It's in like the last couple of slides. But
oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, we'll get to that.
I think it's bro though.
Yeah. Thank you. It is good.
It is true though. If we can avoid that sort of stuff, because Facebook sometimes sends notifications 5 minutes later, 15 minutes later. Like I had one last night after the mastermind, the chat with Ryan, Nate, and everyone. It was 50 minutes after it actually started. I got a notification to say they're live. So obviously you've got to factor that in to some degree.
I'll just add in that, Josh, as well, with the countdown there. You don't need to have sort of OBS and sit in your computer to do a countdown. You can literally, if you're out and about on the street, you can literally just pan around the street for 20, 30 seconds just to get that initial countdown in there without actually having a countdown. And then you don't have to speak or say anything, but then they know you're there doing the live and you're going to come on as soon as you're ready.
Absolutely. And then Stevie, did you want to take the last one?
Yeah, so we're talking about go lives and how to do go lives. And if it is sort of one of your first go lives and you've not done one before, then you can make use of the 30-day group that Lilybeth and Laurie are running, and the PQ1 group as well. I did one in the PQ1 group a couple of hours ago. It was my first one in there, and it was quite nerve-wracking. But I mean, the groups are there for us to use. They're there to you're not going to get a bad comment when you do one in the group. You only get positivity. So if you are scared about doing one, I'd definitely recommend doing one in there first. If you don't want to do one on your page, and then it just helps sort of calm your nerves and get you ready for the first go live.
Yeah, it's a safe space, isn't it? It's good.
Definitely, yeah.
Okay, so moving on. Why are live videos important?
See, I think Josh touched on this. Was it in a mastermind a couple of weeks back?
I talk about it like about 3 times a week.
About the 10 times rule, how the engagement on a go live and your go lives reach 10 times more people than any other type of, if you post a picture or post some words, anything like that, or a video you've shared, that a go live will always reach more people. And I think you proved that, Josh, I'm not sure which mastermind it was, but you proved it, and you literally went through your engagement on a video and your sort of past videos and past pictures, and it is completely true. So that's why we do the go lives, and I think that's a big thing about what separates us from most other companies and separates us from the crowd. And if people log onto your profile and they see you doing go lives and you've got structured go lives that you're doing all the time, they know they can log in and see you in the flesh and interact with you in person rather than just someone at a keyboard. I think that can be massive for your business as well.
Absolutely. So pretty much that point as well, the engagement piece. So it's absolutely spot on, right? So if you're posting pictures and videos, yeah, that's great. But if you're doing go lives, people are getting notified for it. Facebook algorithm weights people's go lives more so than it would sort of the weighting towards pictures and just organic, natural text posts. So there's, you're already building more engagement and maximizing the possible reach. Given that some crazy stat that like whatever your follower base is, you only ever reach 2% through just posting basic content on your fan page.
Yeah, and also with the engagement as well, you got to think like if somebody logs onto your video and they like ask you a question and you see the comment in real time and you go like, oh hey, like Jenny, yeah, about that, and then you give like a minute answer, she's not then going to be like, oh, I'll probably just throw away that like. She's like proper engaged. She's like a fan. She's going to listen to what you have to say because you care about her. So you create that intimacy that you can't, well, you can kind of get it with posts, but replying to a comment that's static and it's not moving and it could be like 20 minutes later or an hour or 2 weeks later. This is live, real time. And people love that. That's like how the world is moving. People want to be recognized. They want to be noticed. So having that alone can get you more sales and more prospects than any regular post can do.
Yeah, I'll just add in there as well. I don't know where I heard it somewhere, but the best sound to someone, so the best sound you can make for anyone that's listening to you is to say their name. And if you say their name, that is instant engagement. They're instantly going to be listening to what you say. So it's definitely worth doing.
And to that point, it's pretty much the authenticity piece covered as well, isn't it? So through a go live, you get to show who you really are as a person. It's practically impossible to pretend to be somebody else unless you're an incredible actor or actress. Just by physically standing or sitting in front of a live video, it's like the ultimate opportunity to show your authentic side. Josh, Steve and I and countless others in the group as well always talk about go lives as the differentiator for success, and we genuinely believe that go lives, live videos altogether are completely and utterly the best thing to be doing to differentiate yourself from the next person or the competitor that's probably not doing it. The fact that you are doing it, the likes of Gary Vee always talk about it, 99% of people aren't doing the stuff that we're doing through live video. They're just posting pictures, they're just posting videos that other people have produced. But if you can sit in front of a camera and actually talk to it about a given topic and add value, it's such a differentiator. It's unreal.
Yeah, and you've got to think like this is a long-term business, so running ads and running that is going to work, obviously, and like creating content that's just written will work. But if you can reach 10 times the amount of people with a video, that means your success of whatever you class as success is going to naturally occur 10 times quicker. It's just like a numbers game. So you're reaching 100,000 people, not 10,000 people. It's way more likely that you're going to convert sales that way. So
just picking on Josh's point there about when you mentioned Gary Vee as well, it's not just us that are saying this and proving it with the 10 times reach. As you see businesses now are going live, you see like celebrities are going live. Gary Vee does one like most days, I think. I've seen football clubs going live and stuff like everywhere you see it on Facebook, they're going live because they understand the algorithms, and that's where the reach is, and that's where the engagement comes from, and that's where you get the followers from.
Absolutely. Accountability. So this is a good one. And this one resonated with me most through Josh's 30-day challenge earlier this year. And the whole accountability side of it, in that if you are turning up for a go live, you are being accountable for yourself and for your business. I think that's such a powerful point, in that, like we say, people aren't doing live videos all the time. Regular people who are trying to make a difference in their lives. Yeah, businesses might be doing it, but realistically, they have the expertise and the people who they hire specifically to do that. But just the fact that you as an individual are willing to go ahead and be accountable to yourself and to the business and Project Q1, I think that's a fantastic point as well.
Yeah, I mean, I can just briefly add on that, because I wasn't being accountable myself when I first started. I was just doing a go live when I felt like it, and there was no structure there to it. So when you make yourself accountable, I've got it now that I do a go live every Tuesday on my channel. And I've just picked a day of the week, a day that I'm usually free. And then if it's 10 o'clock in the morning or it's 10 o'clock at night, I'm going to do one on Tuesday. So that's how I made myself accountable just a little.
And I think there's a sense of disappointment as well. I don't know if I'm sure I don't speak for myself in this, is that if you tell yourself or hype yourself up and say, I'm going to do one, and then you don't do one, you think, oh man, like, why did I not do that? I'm so disappointed in myself. And so if you are, if you do feel a little bit scared, or perhaps you've done a couple, but you don't really know how to take it to the next level, just tell someone or put it in one of the Anagic chats and say, hey guys, I'm going live in 5 minutes. And you have to do it then, because everybody knows you're going to go ahead and do it. So then you hop on, you get it done, you get such a buzz at the end of it. It's unreal.
So it's like going to the gym. If you don't go to the gym, you're disappointed because you're not improving your physical skill. Where if you don't do a go live, you're disappointed because you're not improving your online skills. It's totally translatable.
Mm.
Yeah, for me, it's like the pain or the fear of having a bad go live, or the pain or the fear of like not producing content that I really like, doesn't scare me as much as the pain of regret of what could have been. Because like there might be a time, it's the same as adverts in my opinion, that you just like do a go live that's just you spitting absolute fire for 5 minutes, and 10 people see that video, and those exact 10 people that see it resonate with the message and they want in, and then before you know it, rather than having no sales, you've got 10 sales. And maybe that will happen like one every 100 go lives, 200 go lives, it doesn't matter, because if you're not doing it, then the only pain you will have is the regret of not doing it. So that's why.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the last couple of points about it being creative and fun is like you can really get creative with your live videos. You can literally go for a walk. You can walk your pets. You can sit on your sofa in your dressing gown. You could sit in your office. You could be at work. Like you could literally be on holiday, and you're showing people like the life that they want to live. So you can be as creative as possible. Really, you can use OBS for stuff, and obviously we can talk about that in a bit more detail if people want. And it's fun as well, right? So you can have fun doing it. It's not a chore. I mean, we do this because we enjoy it. I mean, it might be a bit nerve-wracking, or it might be a bit scary to jump on it and stuff, but afterwards you'll be so happy with yourself. You've gone ahead and you've done it, or you've stuck to a routine when you're doing lives.
Couldn't agree more.
And then the final point is like a combination of all of these. It's just your comfort zone breaker. So you are literally throwing yourself in the deep end by doing this. Some people are naturals talking to video, and that's great, but the majority of people aren't, and this is a surefire way to really push yourself through your comfort zone.
Yeah, and again, if you aren't comfortable, which not many people start comfortable in front of a camera, again, you've got to remember that there are other people out there that feel exactly the same as you, and they do start a business, they do want to like improve, but they haven't got like that, they haven't taken that final step, but you have, because you've started a business, you already are a success. And then you put that on camera and be like, look, guys, I'm really nervous. I've never done this before, but I'm doing this because I want to do this. And then again, they see that message, and another 10 people that are like, oh my God, like if they can do this, I can do that. And then, again, your business is 10x. So it's absolutely huge that you get comfortable being uncomfortable doing a go live.
I think that's normal as well. Like I'll happily admit that I get nervous before I do a go live still. Like, and I do a lot with my day-to-day job, as well as occasionally on here as well. And I think every time you get a little bit of like anxiety before it comes up, and there's a moment out, and you just harness it, just learn how to really navigate through it, and to build that into a which good.
And eventually that will pass. I can attest to that. Like, I don't know, maybe day 10 of my January challenge, I just completely forgotten about being uncomfortable, and it just becomes natural. But again, you're not going to get there unless you start doing it. So it's massive.
And this is just a graphic that I saw, actually, I thought was quite interesting, from Gary Vee, talking about the power of Facebook and the fact that it's smart. Obviously, you can post whatever you want, whenever. It's shareable. So literally you can reach hundreds of thousands, millions of people. And all it takes is that one ad, right? So, or that one video that could go viral. And it's something that we've spoken about, Josh and Steve and I, quite a few times, about creating video ads, and literally are just one or even 2 likes away from actually exploding and people seeing it all across the internet.
Yeah, and doing a live video is absolutely free. You're looking for everybody's looking for that one ad that is going to take them to 6A, but you are paying for that. You might be paying like £5 a day, £10 a day. You're going to find the ad, like, guarantee it's going to happen. But instead of that, or on top of that, in fact, you do one live video a day, or one live video every 2 days, 3 days a week. You're just giving yourself even more chance to get that advert, and you're not increasing your ad cost. You're not changing your budget. You're just changing your ROI exponentially, and it's going to get you to where you need to go and where you deserve to go, in my opinion. So,
viral data, so you can see the people who are watching it, target them, and that sort of stuff. So
yeah, talk about that.
Yeah, it creates trust as well between the person that's watching your go live and you yourself. They know if you're going to come on and go live, it's definitely you. There's no one else on a keyboard sat in India typing to them. It's definitely a real person. They can interact with you.
Yeah, good.
Someone wanted to talk. Was that?
I don't know if I want to touch on the comments. Camilla's just put in the comments about it took 40 minutes for her to press a go live once. And I can agree with that. When my first go live was a good 10-15 minutes of running around my house trying to press the button. Yeah, but I think what helps with that is when you have the countdown on as well, because you can put the countdown on. You've got a minute then to get yourself ready to set yourself, and you're going live whether you like it or not when after that happens. So the anxiety goes, and you just got to do it from then on. And
we'll talk about how to do that as well. Like,
yeah.
There's I saw this video, I think it was on Impact Theory, of this woman, I can't remember her name, sorry, but she spoke about like her rocket theory, and that the human brain has 5 seconds before your subconscious kicks in, and so when she's in bed of a morning, and this applies to like go lives as well, she would count down from 5, and just before she hit 0, she'd jump out of bed, because that was when her brain overtook and then started to actually, now I'm going to stay in bed for a while. So you could do that with a go live, right? You could count down from 5 before it hits 0, press go, and you're done, and then you're in then. And you're actively rewiring your brain then, which is the fascinating. You're changing how you're personally written inside. Okay, so pushing on to how can we dominate live video? We love a good adjective here, don't we? Preparation is absolutely key. So I know Josh will back us up on this one. He's probably the most prepared guy I've ever seen for a go live. You set up your notes, get some water, and make sure you got some reliable sources as well. So no fake news over here. And if you can get hold of one of these Anagic water bottles, then go for it. But really, what we mean by setup is just make sure you're in a decent environment if possible. You've got no background noise. If you've got a microphone, yeah, great. If not, then don't worry about it. That's like the next step. Make sure you got plenty of notes. I mean, it takes what, 10 minutes, 15 minutes to prepare. If you're just going to do 5 or 10 minute quick go live, just write down some key points, just some bullet points. Or if you're really, really nervous, you could script it to some degree, but I wouldn't recommend fully scripting it, because then obviously it's not as natural.
Yeah, I know Lily left us. Go on, Josh.
I was going to say, it's like anything, isn't it? If you are mega nervous, it's definitely better to do a scripted go live than to not do a go live.
Absolutely.
So you could literally sit there and say, this is my first go live. I'm pretty nervous, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to read off this that I want to tell you, and then you'd probably read maybe 2 paragraphs and then be like, actually, this isn't even as bad as I anticipated. And before you know it, you've done a 10-minute go live of your story and what you're all about. So script is good, and then eventually, like, what I think some people forget is that whenever you see people producing live content, it is still scripted, unless it's a rant, which is a different type altogether. But every time I do a go live, as Josh said, I'll have notes like this. You can't really see this, but it's all scripted. It's just the more practice you get, the less scripted you sound. So just keep practicing, basically.
Absolutely.
And did you say Lilybeth had something to say, Steve?
No, I know Lilybeth uses notes and puts notes on the side of her screen when she's talking. So she's looking at the camera, but she's still got like a few words. I know you can expand more on this, Lilybeth, maybe, but you've got a few words that you can use and you can refer back to if you ever get stuck or lost for words.
Yeah, basically I just I'll kind of think about the go live that I'm doing, or if I'm doing kind of a video, what I'll do is I'll kind of write a few notes out, stick them on sticky notes, and then actually put them around like the laptop screen, so that I'm not constantly like looking down. And the main reason I started doing that was because I used to struggle with, if I was constantly thinking about what I was going to say, I'd get so caught up in my head that I wouldn't actually be able to give any input to like a mastermind or anything, because I'd be like, I just need to remember what I've got to say, and I'd just get so caught up in my mind. So I actually put kind of like keywords, or just like kind of like 3 or 4 words on a sticky note, just to kind of give me that point of reference that I can carry on.
I think that's honestly amazing, like, especially even for anyone as well. Like, I'll definitely start doing that, because I do think that if you keep looking down, it does look a bit strange. But yeah, I think that's like really good, and you can put them in order, so you could do like from left to right. I'm guessing you do that, but left to right, you
literally clockwise around the laptop.
Yeah, because otherwise as well, like when you get into a live video and you really start, you can ramble. Like I still do that now, like just chunter on, and then you realise you've just completely lost where you are. Whereas if you have that visual pointer, staring in your face, like talk about this, I think,
add to the structure as well, because as I was saying, moving back to the presentation, you got that structure there. If you've got like 3 words, you got like the beginning, middle, and end of your go, like you want your go live to be. You can structure the whole of your go live and what you're saying around the 3 words you've got in front of you.
Yeah, that's class. I love that. I think that's really good.
So the third point is like value. We speak about it a lot. Everybody talks about offering value, and we speak quite a lot about how much value you give will always come back 10x, and not necessarily in the same form, but in different forms around you. And it's so true. Like we were just chatting before this about some of the stuff that's like happened to us recently, just because of some of the value that we're giving in everyday life in different ways, and it just comes back abundantly in just so many different manners. It's quite incredible.
Yeah.
And people are always going to tune back in, right? So if you give them some value and you give them something to take away, even if it's just one little thing that they can go off and practice or think about, they're going to think next time, actually, okay, this guy's quite interesting. I'm going to come back to this. Or, she's really, really honed in on that point. I like that. I'm going to go back and watch that.
Yeah, and it will be like they may not even realize that you've given them value. So it could be like 2 weeks later they do something that they've never done before, like have a cold shower that I love doing, but I did a show about that. And then after they've had one, they feel amazed and they're like, where did I even know about that? And then their brain's like, oh, you watched that guy or that girl. And they're like, oh yeah, go back and watch them. And then rather than a cold audience, you've then started to like generate fans through adding value. And there's never going to be objections to value ever. Whereas if you like do something with a massive claim, people are like, no, that can't be done. Whereas if you just keep adding value, 5 ways to speak better in front of a camera by Josh Worth and Steve Preston, people will tune in, do you know what I mean? And that's just the natural result of value is financial gain. And that's definitely true. So the more you can add, the more you will receive.
Absolutely.
Couldn't have said it better.
And then the final point, just mix it up, get creative and entice the viewers in. So we were talking about these earlier, just a couple that we've done. So Stevie did one, it was yesterday, I think, outside. It was sunny, but doesn't matter, still talking to camera, offering value. I did one in my car just before I went bouldering. I thought, you know what, I've got something I want to talk about. International Happiness Day, I think it was. So I spoke about that. And then obviously you can do a more strategic, more thought out approach. You can have your OBS overlays like that you see there. And you can actually get together with people, or you can just do like a Be Live, and that's a production behind it. But just to emphasize just how easy it is to pick it up and push the button and go.
Yeah, and if you want any reference, the video at the bottom is like, I don't know, it seems like about 10 years ago, but it's probably like 7-8 weeks ago. And if you go and watch that video now and listen to how we all interact as a group, how like Steve, for one, his pronunciation and his all on camera is like 10x. Josh speaks a lot better. I definitely look better than there. I don't know what sort of they're doing on there. And like that's just in 8 weeks. Imagine like in a year's time, like where you'll be if you just incrementally improve day by day, live by live. You're going to be sought after in the industry. You're going to be an expert. And you're going to be a leader as well in PQ1, which is massive for you guys, massive for everybody. So,
yeah,
everyone in this group will see in a year's time when we're all 682- whatever. They'll see these videos on your fan pages and think, "That's me. I resonate with that person right there." And now look at where they are. Yeah. I can see that they've started here and they're there now. So I want to be that person.
Yeah, because people come in and they'll say like they'll see someone. It's like right now, if someone said to you, "Oh, do you want to be the next Elon Musk?" You'd be like, well, that's impossible. He's done this, this, and this. No one really knows what he's done. Whereas if you document every single thing you've ever done in an online business, and then you start making this money and you start living this life, and people say, well, like, how did you do that? And you can be like, scroll down my fan page, watch.
I think with that as well, if you'd have told me when we shot that Go Live, I don't know, 8 weeks ago, that I'd be doing this right now, I'd probably laughed at you. Like, there's no chance. I'd have thought back then I'd be presenting the mastermind on the Wednesday. But if you just keep doing it and you keep plugging away and you keep plugging into the masterminds as well and keep taking the value and using it, this is what it's a snowball effect and it can roll on. And it doesn't help with your leads as well, even in your business. I think you were talking, Josh, about how you've got people that still comment on your videos from your January challenge and they're still commenting, they're still engaging with that. And that's...
I think I had a sign up about 3 weeks ago that was from a video in January, and this guy was like, yeah, I watched the video, what do I have to do? Sent him the webinar link, and then he signed up. So it's just, and that's now, like, imagine in September, the backlog of data and content you'll have. So it's massive. Yeah.
Cool. So our exact formula for Go or live videos: choose a topic, find something that you're passionate about, something you want to talk about, and we'll go through a couple of examples in a minute. How are we doing for time, by the way? Okay.
Yeah,
cool. Do your research. So find a couple of good sources. People like stats, right? And we always talk about throwing stats into your ads because it catches people's attention. So, why not do the same with a live video? Even put the video revolving around a certain statistic that you've seen and just talk about it. Set yourself up for success. So pen, paper, notes,
water.
Make sure your kit's all turned on. So you've got a mic, just turn your mic on and make sure the webcam's working properly. Push the button, go for it, go live and just enjoy the journey. Like it's fun when you're thinking about it. And once you kick past that initial anxiety, if you get that on a Go Live, you completely lose it all within the first couple of minutes, and you're talking and you've got all this stuff going on, and you're in flow state, as we like to say. Engage and follow up. So this is an important point that I guess we like to do, and I've seen a few people do really well as well. Like on their videos afterwards, people watch your replays. Not everybody watches live. So always make sure you go in and comment and chat to people if they're posting in there afterwards. And don't be afraid to go in and actually message a person that might have watched it. Just send them an inbox and just ask them how they're doing. Just as simple as that.
And reply to every single comment. When you're first starting out, even now for us, we're not getting thousands of views or thousands of comments. Like every comment, obviously if it's 3 of the same person in a row, interact with those, because it's actually a hack to get even more reach, because in Facebook's eyes, more comments is more engagement. So then you're going to get even more reach just from doing that. So it's a little cheat hack you can do, is reply to people's comments post-production. And it keeps the video popping back up in news feeds, keeps it revolving. So definitely do that.
And if you have anything, like if you have like a series, or if you have like a video that relates back to that, don't be afraid to go back into the old one and post the link to the new one. Because like Josh said, so videos, I saw a stat that said videos last on the Facebook news feed for a day before they completely like go under the radar. So you can like continue that cycle and bring them back to the front when you're going back in and commenting and like basically reactivating that post.
Yeah.
And then finally, review it and repeat. So like feedback is a gift, right? So ask people in the group for feedback, or ask people that you trust. If your family are involved in this, then yeah, go for it. Ask them to just give you some tips on what you can do better next time. Because we can all improve, no matter how good we are. We've all got ways that we can improve. And then rinse and repeat. So do it again, smash through it. And before you know it, this will become just habitual for you.
Yeah. And like with the review part, what I found really helped me is to actually just review it on your next show. So say like, last time we spoke about this, I thought this went well. I thought this didn't go well. This is what I'm going to do today. And there's your first minute done. You're relaxed. You know what you're talking about. And you'd be like, and on today's show, or and on this live. And you just move straight through the nerves. They're all gone again. You're back in adding value. So it's massive.
Stevie, do you want to take this one?
Yeah, let's go with it. So this is sort of what can you do a go live about if you're struggling for your topics. I know when I first started doing go lives, it was the topic that I used to struggle getting. And I think I used to just comment to Josh random words every now and then that I wanted to do for a topic about. And so I just got a record of it. So yeah, just go through these. So your thoughts, your feelings. We spoke about this earlier, about anything. You can literally do a go live about anything you're thinking, anything you're feeling, whatever you're feeling at the time, as long as it's sort of positive. You want to put a positive spin on most of your go lives. You can do a book, a chapter. I know Camilla's done one about every chapter of a book she's reading at the minute. I do, when I've read a book, I usually do a go live about it. I think Josh, you do as well. You can do a film you've watched or a podcast you've watched, any sort of YouTube thing you've watched that you think might add some value to someone else. Just do a go live about it rather than just make a post. And a post is good, but if you can do a go live about it, you'll get that 10 times reach that we've been talking about earlier, and you'll reach more people and you'll add that value to more people. And then a goal set, a go live as well, so make yourself accountable. I do go live quite regularly where without thinking, I'll just set myself accountable and say I'm doing another go live at this day, and then I've got to do it then. So without even thinking, I've got to do a go live tomorrow because I've just said that go live and doing one tomorrow, and then it makes yourself accountable, and you will do that go live tomorrow once you've said it on the go live. And you can set yourself challenges as well. This is one that we've been doing quite a bit between me and Josh. Josh did one with his alphabetical one. I did the challenge to stop saying which I'm going to do it. Hopefully, I'll probably make myself accountable at the end of this show, but do it and follow up to that one as well. So I'm just adding on the end there. So yeah, anything in your life you can literally talk about on a go live. There's no set topic you can do. Obviously, you want to think about your topic first before you do a go live, but as long as you've got that topic, the go live will come with it. And yeah,
and I just want to give a shout out there as well to Faye Kowski, if she's watching. I think it's Kowski or Kankowski, I always forget, but she'll know. She literally started doing a go live series on a Monday night called Circle Time Storytelling, and like that may seem on the front of it to not add value. It may seem that like that's just something she's talking about, she enjoys, which is true. But I'm almost certain that Faye has got a lot of interaction off that in relation to business, because people see that and then you can start a conversation about that. And before you know it, you're talking about business and your life. So anything. It doesn't have to be business related. You can talk about anything, and the natural result of it will be interaction.
Add to that as well. You see the people like Ryan and Rob regularly doing go lives in the PQ1 group, and they literally have no script before they do it. They're doing a 4-minute video on their phone and just walking around their house, and that's just them saying their feelings, what they're doing with the day, what they're thinking about at that time. There's no set sort of end goal at the end of that go live. They're just doing a go live and producing content out there. So anything that you think can add that value, just do a go live about it.
Absolutely. So the real question should be, what can't I talk about? All right. So if you're confident with live videos, let's 10x that. Let's take it to the next level and show you how you can do it. And I'll just I'll get all these up so we can talk about them. There are an abundance of tools that you can use to help you out with go lives. Like if you look online, you can connect it up to like Facebook to YouTube, so you can go live on both at the same time. You can add OBS into it, which is like a really, really cool way of adding creativeness to your go lives.
There's on like the PQ1 page, there is videos on there in the file section of some OBS stuff that I've done in the past. But obviously, if anybody wants any more, just let me know, and I'll do a live video about it.
just to add to that as well, if you don't think you've got a tool that you can use to do it, then just YouTube it and ask YouTube the question, and you'll usually find a tool that's free that you can use. I mean, I know I didn't have a clue what Zoom was before I started, and now I do. I didn't have a clue what free software I could use to make a video, now I do. And they're all tools are out there. If you don't know it, just Google it.
Yeah, and as for setup, it's never as expensive as you think. Like these lighting isn't actually on studio lighting. It's like lamps that I had around the house. The microphone was 50 quid and the webcam was 40. So like it's an investment. Obviously, I'm not telling you to go out and spend £100 on a setup, but if you're serious about your business and you're serious about go lives and you want like that extra element to your business, that 10% of with the night you're automated, it's just definitely an investment that's going to pay dividends, and people want to hear a nice sounding voice. They don't want to hear like a crackling one. But this again is like an optional thing. You don't have to do any of, I think you have to do go lives. I don't think they're that optional, but I think the setup is definitely optional. So
yeah,
absolutely. And then if you look at things like lighting, like any photographer or videographer will tell you that lighting is probably the number one factor when considering things like live video. So there are tutorials on YouTube. I won't go into it now, but like getting you 3 points of lighting and all that sort of stuff. So that can just make things look a lot better. So you can illuminate your face better. You can find a good side, all that sort of stuff.
And if you don't, just to add to that, if you don't know what lighting you should be using or what lighting looks best, do a go live and ask. They'll tell you live while you're on a go live.
It's true.
Yeah.
Improve your language and your diction. So, get a thesaurus out, start using some fancy words. Don't be scared to change your language up and test yourself. Make that a challenge that you're going to set yourself. Okay, this week I'm going to learn 5 new words. I'm going to use these 5 words in the go live. That's an idea right there.
I'm going to do a go live about this word. Steve's done it in the past. I haven't actually done that one, but I think it's really fun to watch. And people love that when like you're doing like goofy things on your go lives. Like today I'm going to talk about carrots for 5 minutes. People like seeing that, so that's an easy one.
Absolutely. And then every go live should have at least one takeaway. So one piece of value or one theme that you want to give from that session. So, whether it's a question that you want people to answer or whether it's something that you want people to do as a result of it, just as long as you've got one piece of value that you can give as a takeaway, that's fantastic.
Yeah, that's one thing Josh said to me when I did a go live before, and I had my topic and I had the go live and had it already, and he was like, well, what's the takeaway from it? And I was like, oh, this, and this. And like, no, that's too much. People are not going to take all that. And you just want one takeaway to end it on that people will take away from your go live. And once you've got your topic, then think about the takeaway, and then you can take the go live from there, and you can structure it that way. And it's helped me a lot when just getting my structure of my go live and finding the ending for the go live, really.
Yeah, people will come back if they know that they take something away. If they watch your video and it's like they don't really know what they got from it or why they were there, they're not as likely to come back. Whereas if they take even just like Steve said, literally one thing away, like one improvement or one thing they can make, they're going to come back. So I normally start with that as my topic is what they're going to take away, start at the end and work backwards.
Good idea. Yeah. And then the final point is, so as you become a bit more confident on camera, you can increase your polarity in your opinions. So you are a unique person, you have your own views. You see a lot of successful people do this. They're quite polarizing because they understand their audience, and anybody that doesn't fit in that category of their audience, they're not interested in. So they'll say stuff to polarize them. And naturally, polarity brings more people in because they then see you as your cult. And they talk about that in Expert Secrets, don't they? You know, build your tribe. If you want to build your tribe and be known for something, you need to increase to some degree your polarity. But make sure that you don't turn that polarity into negativity, because it's quite an easy thing to do, is to try and isolate people from your group. You don't want to do that. You want to tackle it in a positive manner, and we can talk about that in another video if you like.
That's a video on itself, to be honest. That's like a massive topic. So
absolutely. So what's next? This is our final slide, so hopefully you found some value from this. But we're going to set you a live video challenge. So every single person on this mastermind and watching the replay as well, you don't get away with it. We want you to do at least 2 live videos in the next week. And the reason we've gone with 2 is because you can have one that you get comfortable with. So sat in front of a computer, sat in a really safe environment. But then the second one can be either a review of the first one, just as an example, or it can be outside of your comfort zone in a field while you're walking the dog, in a supermarket, and all that sort of stuff. So just try and mix up the 2, get a bit creative and do something a little bit different. But you've got the first one as an opportunity to settle into it and to find your rhythm. And if you include UK Go Live Champ hashtag in your post, we can follow it and we can catch up with it. And we will be watching everyone, promise you now. And then the final points of the takeaway is the best one will be decided by us. And we'll hold a Be Live call. So Be Live allows you or multiple people in different locations to jump on a live together. And we will discuss your live with you in detail. And we'll post that, that will be held live in the, if I can get my words out, in the PQ1 group. So everybody will be able to see A, who it was, B, the awesome value that you got from it, and then we can talk about future stuff as well. So that will host that call. So it'll be me, Josh, Steve, and the lucky winner.
Yeah, so we'll all of those details as well. Obviously, you can get this on the replay or messages directly, but I'm guessing that all makes sense, but we'll jump out the screen share now anyway, and then do some questions and all of that sort of thing. So
make everyone accountable as well.
I mean, that was pretty long. Like, I felt like we just really went at that, but I hope that was like, well, I'd like to say that firstly, I think the presentation was mint. Like, that's there, Josh and Steve. So, yeah, fire away with questions.
Yeah, I've got one. So yeah, I agree. The presentation was really good. Nice one, guys. I was thinking, obviously mentioned about OBS, and then you said about when you're out and about and stuff like that, you like have an intro, and like Harriet said, you want to build up to whatever 30-40 seconds before people sort of jump on. Has anyone seen the live creative kit, which is built into like the Facebook settings?
No, what's that?
No,
tell me more.
I've only found it, but I've been after a while.
I'm sorry, you know something about Facebook that Josh doesn't know yet.
Especially page as well.
So when you say you're on your page and you go to settings and you can go to videos. I'm looking over here because I've got another screen. You've got a live creative kit which you can create, and you can then put intros and outros and create your own stickers and stuff that people can react to your videos with.
What?
And you can put like different images and stuff on there as well, and all this, that, and the other. It's definitely worth having a look at. I haven't, as I said, I've only just really found it, so it's obviously got to play around with, but it could be something worth looking at.
Well, I feel like Josh's next go live is going to have like stickers and flashy things like all over his face. He's going to be like, "Oh, guys, I'm just trying this all out."
The crowns are going to be back.
Yeah. James, why don't you do a video on what you find from the live creative?
Yeah, cool. I will do that.
Massive value that people will take away. You know.
Why is my laptop making so much noise?
You were talking at it.
I'm going to mute myself.
Guys, I just wanted to touch on kind of nerves and the kind of how daunting a go live can be for some people. And I just want to encourage you all to actually do it. My first go live was in the Project Huron group, and you can probably find it even now. It was about, I'd probably say 10 to 30 seconds long. And I've got my phone, I've no word of a lie, I'm shaking like a leaf. I'm like, hi guys, I've quit my job. And that was literally my go live. And obviously, like, since then I've got so much better, like, on camera. There's still some work for me to do, but until you start, you're not going to get anywhere. And that's the first step you guys really just need to take. It can be really difficult and it can really freak you out, but even if it might be easier for you guys, I don't know, maybe buddy up and do like a interview style go live to start with, if that would help you. There's so many options with go lives, and if you've got kind of accountability partners, anything like that, and you're both finding it difficult to do them, an interview style or kind of a duo go live might be the best route for you guys to start on.
I love that. I think we've done a lot of that, and honestly, that is so much easier than a singular one.
Yeah,
it takes the pressure off, doesn't it?
Just a conversation, and you just talk like, "Hello, Steve. How are you?"
Got it. Just finally figured it out. I can stop my video just by pressing that.
Oh, just press mute on Amy.
Yeah, so I really like that, and BeLive.tv is a really good way to do that, because Zoom makes you pay for Facebook services. So I'll link that in the, or Lily, when you upload, just link it in the it's like free account. You just connect it, and it does that thing where you press a button and the comments come up on the screen in real time.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah,
it's really useful for getting people involved and all of that.
Just to add to that as well, Lilibeth's kind of like being nervous there. If you are really nervous and really not sure about doing a go live, my first go live, I literally did an update. So I said, "Oh, this is me. I'm going to do a go live in the next few days." I wasn't actually doing anything of value on my first go live. I was just getting a go live out there, and then the feeling you get once you've actually done one is incredible. I think we can all remember the feeling of doing our first go live. So once you've done that go live, it is incredible, and you'll want to do another one straight after, I promise you.
Take a post-it note and stick it on your screen and write on it, "This go live could make me 6A." Mm-hmm. And if that's not motivation to get you to press that button, I don't know what else you need, because that's gonna and it literally is true. Like it could be huge. So it could be.
I've done all kinds of things to get me prepared for go lives. I've I think on one go live I explained that I was wearing my favourite perfume, and I was like, "Look guys, you can definitely not smell me, but I feel so much better for wearing it."
I think I remember that.
Yeah, I've done all kinds of things. I've stuck the sticky notes around the screen. I'm echoing from somewhere.
But how many people, Lily, will hear that and think, "Wow, I actually feel much better when I wear my perfume"?
Yeah.
And then you start saying other things, and they're like, "Oh, we'll have a listen to this."
I got comments asking me what my favourite perfume was. Completely unrelated, but it's engagement, it's comments, it's people actually watching your video and taking note of what you're saying.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, Neil, don't start wearing perfume, dude. Yeah, see the comments as well. Thank you everybody for the comments. They're all very nice.
I just want to say a massive well done to Steve and Josh as well. I know kind of a couple of weeks ago I put it out there and said if anyone wants to do one, and I set you guys a challenge and you were right up for it. No excuses straight away. Yeah, we'll find a date that suits us. So well done, guys, and you both spoke so well and delivered it really well. So thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
And again, that's kind of ties in with what Rob, Nate and Ryan were saying yesterday. If you guys want to be a leader within this community, you need to start taking the action and stepping up yourselves. So if any of you have got anything that's been on your mind or a topic that you want to cover, you don't have to message me, Adam, Josh, and ask us to cover it. You can say, "Look, I've got some information on this topic," and we can even arrange a call with you during the week, discuss that, and then you can kind of hop onto the next mastermind and do it as well. So just bear that in mind.
Yeah, and if anybody wants to do a live with me, or I'm sure Josh T, I'm sure a lot of other people will be up for it. But if you need someone to do that conversation live as a joint one, just literally message us and we'll sort something out. There is no like barrier to that happening. So if you want, like, I don't know, me to be there to talk to you as a conversation and ask you some questions as your first live, I'll happily do that. So the opportunity is there.
Adair's put in the comments there about doing a go on a specific chapter. If you want any advice on that, I'd definitely go to Camilla, because she's been doing one of those, I think, for the last 4 weeks now, doing 4 different chapters of a book she's doing. So definitely hit her up for that. I did one on just a specific quote from a book. It literally was just 2 lines of a book, and I did a go live on that. So it's definitely a good idea, and it's definitely one to you can get out there, and you've got some original content already before you even started researching it. So definitely a good topic to go live about.
Yeah. Any more questions or any more things?
Just to touch on, someone mentioned in the chat that my lighting was really good. I did pop it in there, but basically I think the lamp was actually from the charity shop. Just to touch on the whole kind of inexpensive thing as well. And it's just one of those like retro looking desk lamps. So kind of the shade goes around the back, so it all comes forward, all the light. So yeah, there's my top tip on lighting: get a shade that goes all the way around and just throw the light straight at your face.
And if you get like if you get a lamp and you just get like put paper over it, it like sort of diffuses the light a little bit and it looks well professional and it's free. Well, it's like whatever paper costs, so it's pretty dope. And just the more lighting typically will be better, and natural light is good, but don't do it behind you like mine. It's a nightmare. I have that shut when I do lives and it looks like I'm on the sun, so avoid that. But yeah, I've taken value from that. I always get well excited when we do these calls. Me and James did a call earlier that was like well pumped up, so if you guys need that motivation, just reach out. It's definitely there for you. So
I actually have a question for anyone and everyone. It's a little unusual, but I am setting up. Josh, did you just mimic my head that I did there? I'm actually setting up an office at the moment, and my laptop, as you can probably hear, every time I'm unmuted, it sounds like a fan is whirring behind me. So I need something new. Would you guys recommend getting a desktop and a or a laptop? What's the general consensus?
Laptop with a desktop screen, because you can get the desktop screen for like 30 quid on eBay or something, or Gumtree,
Spock.
And then you can like come in and out of your office and take your laptop with you. And obviously,
if you want a really cheaper way, just buy some external fans for your laptop. I know it sounds a bit out there, but your external fans will cool it down so it doesn't heat up as much and doesn't make as much noise as the fans going.
Oh, that's a good idea as well.
I bought mine for like a tenner off Amazon.
Yeah.
Neil said solid state hard drive as well.
Yeah,
I've got one of those.
But depending on how old your laptop is, it might be better off just buying a new laptop if that's
well over 10 years.
Oh yeah,
new laptop. As the resident IT guy, get a new laptop.
Okay. Will do.
I use the Surface Pro 4. I can highly recommend them.
Okay.
MacBook Pro.
Yeah, all about the MacBook.
Then you can have
I'll wait for a few more commissions to come in and I'll go MacBook.
Yeah, I'm getting one as well. This one's on its knees, but I've had it 6 years.
Put in the comments. Turn it off now and again.
Neil, I can't have you saying that I trained for too long for you to steal my lines, man.
What's that? Works in IT.
Oh, sorry.
I will definitely talk to you about that. That would be such a good idea. Okay, great. Thank you, everybody.
Oh, hello. I can see Kelly. Kelly's been here driving around again, haven't you? I can just see you both. Hello.
I was
always on the move.
Actually yesterday, that on the Saturday meetup, I was like, Kelly, where are you actually going? All I ever see is like you moving around. So everyone, she's going to work, just so you all know. She's now sat in her truck. She's about to do a night shift. Right, ladies and gents, are we done? Any more? Gotta go walk the dog. So
another go live topic.
Might go live now. It's a bit dark for that. When the summer comes, I do go live for you.
I'm finally back in Brighton now. Just about to get a bus home, so that's why I've been moving around. But yeah, back in the real world now.
You should have just hashtagged this whole week Camilla's Adventures.
Yeah, exactly. Anyway, I'm going to hop off because my bus has just got here. So love you and leave you.
See you later.
Stay beautiful, guys.
Shall we all make a move? Are we just going to keep waving?
Cool.
Bye,
Appreciate
guys.
Pleasure, crushed it.
See you guys.
Take care.
Bye, bye, bye.